So Tammy, God honored that. I mean, he honored that in so many ways because he showed up. He continues to show up in your life. One of the ways that in those moments he really began to work was people. Like you had people come alongside you, Jamaicans, people from the States. Tell us about how important that social network was.
It was huge. You know, Jamaica was huge. I had people I didn't know that were praying for me every single day. I'd have little gifts delivered to my room, people that were pulling plaques off their wall and saying, I'm supposed to give this to you. One was footprints in the sand. You know, when you only see one set of footprints, it's when I'm carrying you, Tammy, I'm carrying you. I mean, all these little reminders. And it was huge for me in the beginning. It really set a tone for the healing in my life. And I came home after Jamaica, took a year off to heal, for God to put my life back together again. I didn't think I'd ever travel again. I didn't think I'd ever want to sing. I didn't think I'd certainly want to write books. You know, I didn't have any desire to do that. Not that I was mad at God at that moment, but I just thought, how could I ever do this without Trent now, God? How could I ever do it? And the first call I got was from the Women of Faith. And I went on the road with Women of Faith, began to travel with them and continued traveling with them for 4 years. But that was such a platform of healing for me. They came alongside me and just became a light for me when I still felt there was darkness in my life.
Was that a huge part of you finding meaning in
Yeah.
what happened with Trent?
Totally. You know, standing in those arenas, you know, with those women clapping after you share a testimony, just, it was a moment not of, oh, you're amazing, this is an ovation, of sing another song. It was a moment of them saying, we're standing in the gap for you and you can't stand on your own. And I think looking around in these arenas every single weekend, it was just, it made me braver, it made me stronger, and I knew that I wasn't alone. I knew that I could do this. And it gave me great purpose to also know that I was helping somebody else, that my pain wasn't in vain, that I can now speak life into somebody else that's going through something where they don't think they can get through it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can, and yes, you will.
And that's a huge part of going through the process of grief, is finding meaning. And those of you watching, listen, that's the piece I'm going to tell you about in just a minute. If you can find a purpose and a plan, if you can find where God's at in your pain, that's when things begin to open up and you find hope.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree, and I think that's where my hope came in totally, bigger than ever.
Yeah.
It's when I felt purpose in all of it.
Now, hope, joy, and love, I think. That's what you said in the book. At some point you chose that you were going to have hope and love and joy. I might be off on the words there, but do you remember?
You're pretty darn close, I think. Definitely hope. Definitely. Yeah. That is really my message in all that I do.
You made the decision at some point to have joy. You said it was a decision.
Joy, I have to tell you, is just a part of my life. It's always been. It's nothing I've had to sort of stir up and drink and say, now I've got joy. You know, it's a part of my DNA, and I thank God for that, because it's been one of the things that's brought me back to life again. And my faith. Yeah. And love again. I have great love in my life. Not interested in dating, so don't hook me up.
Okay.
But I have great love. I have great love. I feel very blessed. I'm broken, but I'm very complete.
Tammy, thank you so much for being here with us today. You are the poster child for hope. That is no doubt. So I appreciate it. And for those of you that are watching, listen, no matter what you've been through, no matter what loss you've had in your life, I'm going to come back in just a minute and give you some things that you can implement. You've heard a lot of them from Tammy today. You can implement these things, and in the end, you're going to find hope. We'll be right back.
The research is clear. Stress can have a devastating effect upon your physical health, your relationships, your ability to perform at work, and even your spiritual life. People just like you are desperately trying to find relief from their stress, often feeling like there's no way out of the stress-filled life. But there is hope for you, for your overscheduled life, your burnout relationships, and your tired, stressed-out body. Dr. Mike's new stress management program, De-Stress, 21 Days to a Less Stressed Life, will help you conquer stress once and for all and find the peace that passes all understanding. For a gift of $69 or more, you'll receive Dr. Mike's book, as well as a workbook which provides practical day-by-day instruction that will yield a less stressed life in just 21 days. You'll also receive the 2 companion relaxation CDs, which will obliterate the effects of stress in your body and help you achieve a state of relaxation even more peaceful than sleep. Call 1-866-882-7488 or visit our website at myrealityonline.com to order this unique and life-changing program today.
Can you believe Tammy Trent's story? It's amazing, isn't it, to see how God really brought her through a process of grief. Now, if you want to crawl out of the pit of grief and loss in your life, the first thing that you need to do is, number one, recognize that it is a process. I'm going to quickly tell you about some steps that they've identified in the research that a lot of people tend to experience with grief. Number one, it starts with shock. Oh my gosh, this didn't happen. I know this didn't happen. Tammy talked about that. Then you go from that shock into this denial. No way, it didn't happen. This is not happening to me. And then you go into anger sometimes. People get mad. They get mad at everyone. They get mad at God. And you know what? That's okay. But finally, the place that we all want to get to with the losses in our life is we want to get to the point of acceptance. You want to, at some point, be willing to make peace with the past, with what happened. And so, if you can recognize, number one, that you're going to be going in and out of these different stages, you have recognized that grief is a process. You've got your first section of grief knocked out. Now, the second thing you need to do is surround yourself with people. I say that all the time on this show because you're not going to be able to navigate grief or any loss in your life in an effective way unless you have people in your life that will come alongside you. Now, Tammy talked in the interview about different people from Jamaica that she didn't even know that came alongside her and supported her during her grief process. What she didn't tell you, and what she talks about in her book, is she also had family and friends back here in the States who consistently and chronically almost were available to her when she needed them. When she wanted to cry, when she wanted to laugh, when she wanted to pout, anything she wanted to do, these people were available. You've got to find your support network. It needs to be lots of different people so that one person goes down, so to speak, someone can take their place. Now, the third thing that you need to do in order to navigate the process of grief is you've got to figure out what to do with your feelings, because your feelings are a big part of recovering from loss. The way I encourage people to do this in counseling is to just keep a journal. If you're going through a loss in your life right now, get you a pad and a piece of paper, write in it every day, and that'll help you tune in to your feelings. Now, another thing I want to encourage you to do, and this is really important, don't let other people tell you how to grieve. Don't let people come to you and say, you should be done crying, or what are you doing laughing? You grieve in the way that you need to grieve. Whatever you're feeling at any given moment is appropriate, and it's fine as long as you're moving towards acceptance of what's happened.
Now look at these pictures of Tammy and Trent. You could have never predicted the outcome, but in the end, Tammy gets it. She says in her book that she has no question about how God has leveraged her pain to help her speak into the hearts of women who are hurting all over the world. You see, Tammy found meaning in the loss of Trent. And that is no doubt a huge process, but it's imperative to figure out where God is at in your grief and in your loss. And if you've lost your spouse, if you lost a relationship, or maybe you've lost a job, maybe it's just your dream is dead. The final step you have to walk through is to figure out where God is at. How is He going to leverage your pain to help you to one day breathe again?
For more information about the topic covered on today's show, please visit our website at myrealityonline.com. There you'll find an interactive community designed to help you create new dreams for your life and connect with others who will help you live the life you've always wanted. We'll also be streaming our interactive call-in radio show on My Reality Online this week. Listen in to ask questions about the topic covered on today's show and to find more information and resources about how you can change your reality.